everybody. Hey, tonight we're getting on here. We're going to talk about our investigation we did Saturday at the Marion Brewing Company in Marion, Ohio. Okay. We're just going to talk about some of the things we experienced, and I will go over if I found anything on the videos, talk about stuff like that. And if you haven't already, please do go subscribe to our YouTube channel and share and like our video as usual. And thank you to all our new followers who are on here. And somebody, please comment, let me know how my internet is doing. So far, it looks like it's not freezing up. Hi, Jennifer. So anyhow, I have my stepdaughter and my son-in-law who went with me on this investigation. This was the first time that these two have ever done an investigation that I know of, unless they've done others on their own. But with me, this is the first time they've ever been on an actual real investigation. So the place it was 184 years old, or is, not was, but it's 184 years old. So it has a lot of history to it. And it was pretty active. I mean, it used to be a funeral home, then it became a store, and it's been a bar maybe 3 or 4 times in Marion. And also above the bar, there is another, it used to be, I think they said apartments or hotels or something above the bar. So, and President Harding used to hang out there. Yeah, he did. And let me tell you, he loved the ladies. Okay, so who knows how many women was up there with him. Hello, everybody tuning in. So I want to ask you guys, what did you guys think going into this? Tell me what your thoughts were when you first arrived and you seen the place, what was your thoughts?
Well, I I didn't really know how to feel. I wouldn't say that, I was skeptical about it, but I didn't really know, what to believe. So I guess I was a little, had a little bit of anxiety going in there for my first time, but after actually experiencing and talking to hearing the people come through the box and the voices and stuff and the actual communication, it was a pretty cool experience. I think it's something that someone should at least experience once in their life, honestly. It was pretty cool.
Okay. All right. What would you think, Allison?
I was really excited, setting up everything. I was really feeling it, excited and ready to do it because I'm a really big believer in it. So, it was exciting. And then when we started doing it, obviously it's not going to be active all the time. And, that's just something you have to accept. But when things started picking up and you could really feel it in your body, I definitely wasn't expecting that. And it was a little bit overwhelming for me. So I understand the anxiety thing. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I remember my first time going to investigation. It is exciting. It's overwhelming too. Now, also, Allison, you had experienced something. I remember I was doing an isolation at the bar, and you and James went down into the basement and left me alone. Hello, everybody tuning in. Sorry, I see everybody's comments. Just hello from Canada. But you were in the basement with James, and I was alone at the bar. And when I was done, I got on the walkie-talkie and told you guys to come up. And when you came up, you had told me, you said, Mandy, I think something scratched me or something. I felt a burning on my leg. And when I looked, I did see a red mark. I couldn't tell if there were scratches or anything, but there was definitely a red mark. And what's really crazy about this to me, this was validation. I had the ink box running and it was at the bar. And at the same time, she's talking about what happened to her leg. And I'm looking, I said to the ink box, to Spirit, I said, did you do that to her? I said, did you do that? I heard him call you a bad name, and I will not say it, but I heard him. And then he said, I did it. Clear as day. He said, I did it. Now, that was validation from Spirit that he's the one that did that to you. And tell me what you were feeling at that time when you were in the basement. What happened when you were down there?
So me and James were kind of walking around down there, and we were just kind of talking about how we weren't really feeling the energy like as much as we were upstairs. And then we were kind of just pacing back and forth. And I was walking like towards the stairs, and I felt like it almost felt like something had like touched my leg like this, like grabbed it. So it started to burn in that spot, and I was like not thinking anything of it, but it got really bad. So I had lifted up my leg, and I was like, oh my gosh, James, like there's a mark on my leg. Like I felt really uncomfortable because I was like, why did they do it to me? And then when we came upstairs and got like the box validation, it was like, okay, like that really happened.
Now, do you think that like scared you at all? Did it like make you wonder like, oh man, this is
Um,
crazy?
it didn't like terrify me. It did make me uncomfortable, of course. Like an unseen thing touched me. It was weird, but it didn't like deter me from doing it. It definitely was cool now, like looking back at that, it happened to me because, you know, you don't really get to say you get scratched by the paranormal much. So,
Well, you didn't bump into anything? Was there anything around you that do you recall hitting your leg or anything? Were you standing when it happened?
yeah, I was just standing. I was in like the open space by the stairs. So, like, I hadn't bumped into anything or I didn't scratch my leg before that or anything. It just started to burn. So,
How did you feel? Was you feeling angry at the time, or did you sense anyone around you, spirit wise?
um, the only thing I was really feeling in that basement was like a weird heavy feeling, but I don't know if there was any emotion attached to it. So like I feel like all the emotion was really upstairs in the bar. It was-
You mentioned that you said, I don't think this guy likes me.
yeah, I don't
So,
think so.
so you must have been sensing that something from that spirit. Or
Yeah,
maybe he was trying to get your attention, you
maybe
know.
maybe it was the guy who was yelling that he couldn't talk to us.
Well, and a lot of times people think when they get a scratch mark, it's all of a sudden demonic or something. But no, it's not always the case. I mean, to me, the case for that is maybe like, I don't know, 5% chance of it. It just depends. To me, it just depends on what happened at the location and what you're dealing with. To me, these spirits were just maybe angry spirits and trying to communicate. And sometimes when spirit can't get your attention, they'll scratch you or they'll touch you, you know. So think about it. If you're trying to get someone's attention in the spiritual world, they can only do so much, and it takes a lot of energy for them to do those things. So he apparently had enough energy to put that mark on you, and it
Yeah,
got your attention.
it
You know.
definitely it didn't feel demonic or it didn't feel like an evil presence was with us at all. So that I didn't even think of anything evil was happening. I think maybe it was like you said, maybe like a call for attention, like, hey, I'm here, I want to talk to you, or like, hey, I'm just here. This is my space.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we have investigated this location twice. And the first time, Jenny and I, she used to be on my team, and her and I did this location alone. And we actually captured something, a really cool picture when we did the spray. And you can actually see an older woman, and it looks like her hair was pulled up into like a bun or something. It was really, I don't know, it was cool as heck. But that was like a year or so ago when we went to this location, but it was really active with just her and I there. So I think actually, I think it might have been a little more active with us three because I think James, James got a lot of attention. Now, James, how did you feel about your isolation? Hello, Chris. How did you feel about your isolation that you did?
Man, thinking about it, like when you first brought it up to me, I was a little I wouldn't say scared, but like I didn't really know how to like approach it. So I guess I was a little anxious at first, but after doing it for the first time and actually being able to communicate like to whoever I was talking to, it I don't know, I just genuinely feel like the isolation is really what I needed. It kind of I think it's opened up something for me when it comes to this stuff and understanding it. I think the
Did you feel
isolation.
threatened? Did you feel any threatened, like
I
threatened from the
wouldn't.
spirit?
I wouldn't say I felt threatened. I did feel uncomfortable quite a lot there. Like my chest would feel heavy and stuff. There was
Mhm.
like, I don't know if it was just maybe I was having anxiety and not noticing it, but there was a lot of times where it felt like I couldn't breathe. Like it was kind of hard to grasp for air, I guess you could say. The heavy feeling was just so overwhelming. It was mainly around the REM pod when it had died the first time. There was
Yeah,
just a
you had it
lot of
sitting there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it was I don't know, it was a really cool experience. It was pretty nice. The isolation, I think I'd like to do that again by myself again. I think that would be very interesting.
We should have put you in the basement.
They might have followed us down there. I truly believe that the bar was the place with the most, like, because it just seemed like I think they might have followed you guys upstairs when you guys went to go switch the batteries, but I feel like most of the activity was just there in the bar area
I
compared to like
guess.
the basement.
Well, think about it, a bar. That's where a lot of people would have sat. A lot of people come to celebrate good times. Some people sat there drinking their beer, crying. So a lot of different emotions there.
Yeah,
Um, and I'm a lot of bar fights. I can tell you there was a lot of bar fights there. I have been there when the fights have broke out. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever been hurt there, but I can tell you that that was a place where a lot of bars were it's surrounded that area. So across the street used to be the old Portofino's, and then it became the Wild Bills, and people would travel from bar to bar, going back and forth, back and forth. So, and there's a train track right there in front of the bars. So think of all the people that could have been in a car accident or hit by trains when they left the bars. I mean, those people sometimes they still linger around, and they also travel. Spirits travel. They don't just stick around in one location all the time. They travel, come back, travel. They're traveling from location to location, from across the street, down the street. Also, that ink box can pick up, from what I'm told, it can pick up about a mile away radius from it too. So, I mean, we could have been dealing with spirits across the street. It was picking up on, like I was saying, too. So the bars all around us, and there was a bar down the road, another bar down the road. So we had like 4 bars right there on that strip. So I mean, lots of activity. Plus, in this different time frames, you don't know the time frames of these spirits. They're coming in different time frames. But I was feeling that the man who kept coming through there screaming, I felt like he would have died in the 90s. That's what I felt with him. I don't feel like he was someone who was passed in the 1800s, or I felt like it was in the 1990s in that time frame with him. They were a lot of intelligent spirits. James, you did an isolation twice. Now, the second isolation you did, I felt like spirit might have been getting agitated with you. They were
I
saying, get out. They were saying, get out.
yeah, I would definitely agree. There was some form of agitation going on in that
Yeah.
whole situation. Like someone was definitely frustrated because when you would listen to the box, you would hear somebody screaming, but then you'd hear that female voice come back through, and it's like it seemed like she was communicating with that person, like maybe trying to calm them down or something, or get them to back off. I don't know, because thinking about it, like when I went back and watched the footage that we had recorded from that night, the live,
Mhm.
thinking about it, Allison had brought up, what did you bring up about the puck when it died? Remember that the guy was, how they killed it, and then the dude was saying,
Like
break it, break it.
I wonder if it was tied to that safe upstairs.
Well, I was
Remember how you
wondering,
guys were talking? There was an old safe that was upstairs. That was in that
yeah,
one little room.
that's what I was thinking. I didn't know if that had any correlation to anything, because it was just like randomly there. It's just a giant old like
And
safe.
they were talking about like a gun and like bang and something about robbery. So maybe that had something to do with that safe upstairs.
Well, there was a picture I believe I had seen. I think it was at this location at one time. I think I seen a picture a long time ago. Back in the day, the cowboy days, there would have been. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that out front of there. I think it was there. It was another one, but back then, plus it was a funeral home. Being a funeral home itself is doesn't always mean just because it's a funeral home it's haunted, but most most of these funeral homes I've investigated are haunted. Plus, we can't say what else we know was in that basement. There's some other stuff we can't say on the live. We still can't say what it is that we know. So I know there's some disturbed spirits in that basement. But yeah, there probably was a robbery. I think when I did the Estes method, I was getting something about a robbery or something. I went back, I watched the whole video of the whole live feed, and I was like, wow, we did get a lot of stuff. We really did. Very intelligent spirits. Definitely. Oh, I can't, Todd. the owner. Yeah, I couldn't do that to him. But just use your imagination on it.
Sorry.
I went over the videos that we had set up that were upstairs, and we didn't get anything. We had a lot of dust here. We didn't get anything, just dust.
Wow.
I probably should have set them up downstairs, but the last time I put them in the basement and I had them at the bar, I didn't get anything. So that's why I wanted to put them, above the bar this time and see if I could have gotten something.
I just
Do
wonder
they
what
know
knocked
that they
them
can
out.
talk to you? Yeah, they actually said medium, didn't they, through the ink
Yeah.
box?
Like witch. They said witch.
They said witch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I remember them saying medium when we turned the box on, because remember I went to put the REM pod in the doorway and I heard it say medium. And I was like, did you just say a medium? I didn't hear him call me a witch.
I think I remember them saying witch, because I was like, that maybe they're calling you that because you're a medium. And maybe that's like witchcraft to them.
Well, back in the day, it depended on the time frame the spirit is from. They would have looked at someone like me as a witch or something, but I'm no witch. She says, I met you. I am watching and working. Do they know they can? They do know they can talk to me. They know I can sense them and see them and then talk to them sometimes if I want to tune into them. They said witch. Pam said she thinks they said witch. Oh boy. Well, like I said, the time frame, it just depends, But now, did you get any weird vibes upstairs at all?
I think like at the beginning of the night, like way before the bar even closed, but like after we went downstairs and I did the isolation stuff, that whole first level was just nothing but energy. Like it was just ramped up compared to every other area of that building.
I think when we went upstairs with the SLS and we were picking up like that childlike figure, though, I think there was some kind of energy upstairs, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, I think we did have a child following us for sure.
And it could have been box too.
It could have been Bubby. It really could have been Bubby, because he's making himself known more and more. Whenever I take him on investigations, sometimes he'll just start going through the box, and I've been hearing the same voice. So it could have been him. I do know that ball kept lighting up for sure. Okay, somebody has a question. One question: can a dark energy attach to a person and that person passed away? Can that dark energy still cling to the person who died? Oh yeah, there could definitely be some of that dark energy that spirit left behind, and that can affect someone else, attached to someone else. It sure can. I don't know. Yes, it doesn't matter, Jill, that if somebody had something dark on them, most definitely that dark attachment's got to go somewhere when that person passes, Hello, Tammy. Hello from Wyoming. Awesome. Also, you guys, Did you guys end up taking any pictures? Because I don't know if you were taking pictures when I wasn't looking or anything. Did you guys record anything?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah, my phone was dying really fast. Like, I don't know if they were taking like my battery, but anytime I unlocked my phone, it would just die. So like I didn't even think of opening my camera, and I guess my camera was kind of glitching out too. I remember saying that I couldn't get it to work, but
Huh. Jill, if somebody had something dark attached to them and they pass away, I'm not saying that they took that with them when they crossed over. How you are in life is how you are in spirit. If you ain't crossed over and you're still lingering around here, and if you are an evil person, you're going to be an evil spirit. If you're a funny, outgoing person, you're going to be that way in spirit. You're not going to drag that far with you. Most of the time, that dark whatever it is that's attached to somebody is probably going to get on somebody else. So I doubt that it's going to go with that person. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay. There's something else too. I feel like we're missing some things here that had happened. Actually, we are, because when we went upstairs to get batteries, the cameras shut completely off. And this is at the time, James, when you were down there and you were getting the voices coming through the box saying, get out, because we were watching the live while we were sitting there. Actually, we didn't go up there to get batteries at that time. We just were letting you do the isolation that second time. And we were watching the live feed, and all of a sudden our cameras just shut off. Yeah. And I'm like, what the heck? And turned them on and they worked just fine. So I don't know if that was spirit saying, you're not going to record me. You're not. I'm going to stop your cameras. But it very well could have been. My microphone volume keeps going down. Really? Can anybody else hear me good? Am I freezing up or anything? Listen, there's a lot of spirits in this computer room that I'm in. Okay. Just waiting on my lights to start flashing, because this light up here likes to go off and on. I can hear you fine. Okay.
The light was flickering when we were in there. I didn't even think of that.
No freezing, so we're doing good. Okay. Well, maybe it was just, I don't know if it was coming from your end, Tim, or maybe, I don't know.
Hi, Trevor.
So I want to know something. Now, you guys, I know that James wasn't like a full-blown skeptic. He had things happening that he didn't understand. But now that this investigation had kind of opened you up more, because you were getting intelligent responses, and you were asking questions, they would say something through the box. You would ask them to do something, they would light up the ball or the REM pod. So I think, do you guys think that you guys will one day want to like start your own little team? What's going on with that? Because I kind of feel like this might have got you right here. Got hooked. You got hooked.
I definitely want to do it again. I think it's pretty cool. I think it'd be worth to try it out and do it. I don't know. It sounds really, it was cool. I'd definitely do it again. That's for sure.
I might have to take you guys on a little bit more investigations and kind of put you in training. It's not really hard to investigate. You just, everybody does it differently, you know?
I think I like, oh, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I think I like doing it with someone who has experience, because it is easy for people who don't have experience like us to kind of mistake smaller things for paranormal activity, or like, anxiety. We could mistake that for like a spiritual feeling. It's really hard to kind of gauge that. So when we have someone who's more elderly in the, like more mature in the knowing what's going on kind of thing, it really helps, so we know what's going on. Because there definitely was a lot of things where if we were alone, we could have been like, yeah, that was paranormal. as opposed to like, no, that's just normal.
So like the dust, you've seen the dust was kicking up a lot, and you've seen that even on the cameras, and that's another thing. A lot of people have a big controversy over the dust being orbs, and I'm one of them. So I am definitely one of those people that's like that. Are you going to stay on Facebook, or is it your next investigation YouTube? I will try to do some investigations on YouTube this weekend. I did post something for you guys because this is a very exciting weekend for us when we'll be heading to Tennessee Friday. We will be doing a lot of lives, and we're going to be doing seances and all that fun stuff. So you don't want to miss this location. So we will be live, YouTube and Facebook. But anyway, like you guys are young, you don't know, the infrared camera can make a dust look like an orb because it can make it flicker. It just kind of gives it that like weird shape to it when it's moving, and it kind of gives it like a glow look. People think that that's an orb, but no, not 98% of the time that is dust, most likely dust. But again, there's those light anomalies too. So a lot of people, I didn't see any light anomalies on the cameras when I reviewed everything. Usually I do catch them, but I didn't get any. But yeah, I guess, you got to start somewhere. And just like when I started 5 years ago, I had to start somewhere. I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn. I kind of went in thinking, okay, I think I know a lot. I can do this. And I was one of those people that would look at dust as I would think it was orbs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I learned the hard way that it was dust. And all the time for maybe 2 years, I honestly thought it was orbs and it was dust. So it took a lot of me, learning. You just kind of learn as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's perfect in the field. You just learn as you go. You learn from the mistakes. So I guess I could train you guys one way or the other. We'll get you guys, take you on a few more investigations, keep showing you a little bit more. So, you guys want to go on your own when you get a little older or whatever, but it is addicting. It is.
It is.
And you guys haven't been to this was an active location, but you haven't been to the prisons, the jails, the asylums, the hospitals. There's even residential cases that are very active. These places are crazy that we go to. Those are going to get you right there. You guys are really going to be drawn to those if you get a chance to go.
Yeah,
so maybe,
it would be cool.
Maybe we'll go back to the there's an I think it's an asylum here in Ohio that we went to. You remember what it was called? I invited you to go, but you couldn't make it.
Wasn't the one that we had to stay overnight at?
No, it was like in Lancaster or something, I think, over that way. I don't remember the name.
But it was the informatory something. I can't remember, but it's in Ohio. But we went to it, and it's active. You guys, I invited you to go, but you couldn't make it. So it was in the wintertime. But maybe we'll go back to that location because it's a cheaper location. It's big too, and I think it's only like 300 or 250 or something like that. But it's huge, this location. And it was only me and another girl that was on my team that investigated that location. So it's huge. And we will definitely have to check that out. Trevor, we've been to the Mansfield prison 3 times and investigated it. That's awesome. Definitely.
Yeah, I have a friend who really, really, really wants to come and do an investigation sometime. So maybe we can figure something out for them too.
We shall see, because definitely been to a lot of locations, and a lot of these people let us come back in. It's been really cool. The more you get out there and the more you do these investigations, they want to keep inviting you back, and that's awesome. So, but I'm about to be busy. You guys know that. So my next investigation is at the shrine. But that's not the reason we're going, guys. It's not technically why we're going to the shrine. We can't tell you exactly why we're going to the shrine, but we are going to go live because we are going to do a little bit of an investigation because there's 2 other teams that's never been to the shrine. And so we are going to be doing off and on lives, but that's not the main reason why we're going there. So it's an interesting location. But also, you guys seen the pictures I posted? Now, you 2 see those pictures I posted, Allison and James? Did you see those pictures?
Of the figure you've seen?
Well, this lady contacted me today. She's here in Fremont, Ohio, which is real close to me. It's like not even an hour away, if that. But she's needing our help, and I got to go help her. She was capturing apparitions on her video, and getting the motion detector was going off, and here she was seeing these weird things that were actually apparitions. I can see in the one picture, you can clearly see the man. You can see the outlining of this man. It's pretty cool, actually. But she's had a lot of stuff going on. So I believe I'm going to try to do it, not this weekend, but maybe next Friday. So Pam says, Mandy, Chastity, and Bobby are going to Tennessee. Yep, with Chicks and Spirits and High Heels and Hauntings, guys. Yep. We sure are. But anyway, guys, I will definitely let you guys know maybe the next time I need extra help. Maybe I can invite you guys along. I never know when this will be, so just bear with me. I mean, look how long it took me to get you guys on an investigation. So
yeah, it was worth it though.
It was a really cool experience. I'm always down to do it again for sure. It's a cool experience.
It is. I'm going to have to take you guys in some really cool locations. It's just a lot of the locations cost money, you know. What shrine are you talking about? Tim, this is a place that a lot of people don't know about. Only people who's been watching us, because we've been going to it for 2 years. You'll have to tune in Friday and we'll show you what it's about. We'll show you. So, yeah, because we're going to be sitting at the Dragon Portal table. We're going to do a big seance, and the Ouija boards and everything's going to be there. So we're going to really be tapping into these spirits. The caretaker said that light bulbs keep blowing and the spirits know we're coming. And he said the activity's increasing.
That's funny.
It is. It's crazy. This location's crazy. But anyway, you guys, I won't keep you on here. I just, a lot of times when I do an investigation with people, I like to get on here and talk to everyone and kind of get their experiences, you know, and see how they liked it and how it went for you. So I'm glad to hear you guys enjoyed it. You got drained. I would have stayed a little longer.
Yeah.
You got drained really quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I came home and went straight to bed.
Yeah,
I slept for a really long time.
Well, you're really sensitive, so I think that is what happened here. You were feeling the energy, and James, I think you were being affected by what had happened to a spirit. That man was trying to. You were tuning into that. What had happened to him?
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. I felt a lot of weird feelings in that building. Something I've never really felt before so far throughout my life, and it was.
Isn't it crazy to walk into these locations? And, you know, for me, everywhere I go, I know spirits around me. But it is weird to walk into other locations when you're going to investigate and all that energy is in there and it just hits you at once. And you're like, whoa. You know?
Yeah, you could feel the difference when we got home.
Mm-hmm.
The energy change like in our house compared to that building was such a huge thing.
Well, nothing followed me because I didn't sense anything with spirit, so they must have stayed behind. Oh, that right there is a good thing because I got enough spirits in this place.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Tim. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for jumping on here. I will get in contact if I need you guys again. Also, you guys, please, if you haven't already, go subscribe to YouTube. Ghost Sisters on YouTube. We are really trying to get that to grow. We have we're about to hit 14,000 followers on here, and we only have like 600 and something subscribers on YouTube. The numbers don't add up, so we really got to get that. We got to get that up there. So show your girls some love. If you haven't already, please go subscribe. I will subscribe back. So, all right, guys, I'm ghosting out. You guys ghosting out?
Yeah.
Ghosting out.
Bye.